Episode 4, The Assignment. Well, let's see. She opened the door. There she is. A young man came up to her almost immediately. Her arrival was expected. Well, don't just stand there, come on in. He took a step back, letting her inside. The room was full of people. Some were eating, some were talking, some were sitting on the sofa in front of TV. Low status path. She was greeted with a couple of smiles, friendly nods, and welcomes. I hope you didn't have trouble getting here, Nova. I'm Jorge. He held us a hand, but upon noticing that it was dirty, withdrew it to wipe it on his pants. Oops. Sorry, I work with herbs and plants, and some of them stain pretty badly. I'm a herbologist. Oh, I see, cool. Those present quickly returned to their own business. Looks like newcomers are something everyone here is used to. Are you hungry? Before she could answer, he continued. I don't know why I asked, of course you are. He went to the refrigerator. Nova didn't object. She was indeed hungry. She sat down at the table as he disappeared into the kitchen to warm up some dinner. She had trouble deciding what to do with her hands, where to look, how to sit, whether to offer help. The hum of conversation and music coming from somewhere in the hall, a reality show on TV, all these people. She was going to live and share the space with them. She had no idea how she would adapt to this. She was used to being on her own, and at that moment, a part of her wanted to flee the nest and never come back. The other part of her, however, remembered what was important. Vesper decided to give me a chance, and I won't waste it. Glancing back at him, who was humming a song in Spanish, she relaxed her shoulders, so as not to look so tense and study the room. Dee Dee's place was cleaner, although there was definitely fewer people there. I hope I can make interesting acquaintances. He interrupted her thoughts about the future by placing a plate of something in front of her. What's this? My new dish. He was beaming all over, pushing a fork and a knife towards her. The witch bent down to give it a whiff and immediately regretted it. It smelled disgusting. She grimaced and started coughing. You alright? Sorry, but what's in this? That bad, huh? The smell is a little strange. He frowned in disappointment, but he quickly brushed it off. I'm sure it'll taste fine. Come on, try it. After a moment of deliberation, she decided that refusing to even try it would be rude. She took the cutlery. Well, you never know. It still might turn out to be a culinary masterpiece. However, the clothes or the fork piece of food to her mouth, the less she believed that thought. Suddenly, she felt a brief stab of headache. A voice followed. I wouldn't recommend eating that. The witch lowered her fork and looked around, trying to figure out who was talking. He noticed her reaction, followed suit. They both jumped in their seats when they noticed a man standing next to them. What the? How long has he been standing there, and how come we didn't notice him coming up on us? Looks like he has elven ears. Jorge put his hand on his chest and exhaled slowly, closing his eyes. Oh, when will you learn to announce your presence? Slam the door, maybe? Why? Let me think. I don't know, maybe so that nobody has a heart attack? Nova shifted her gaze from the man to the other, waiting to be introduced. Nova, Lucian, Nova. Lucian bowed. Would you look at that? Manners! Should I curtsy? Did you get into her head? Yes. And what did you say? Not to eat this food. Jorge snorted, but said nothing. The witch noticed he seemed to have lost his confidence in Lucian's company. His voice was less even now, although he tried to hide it. She knew what the reason was. She herself felt the chill inside. Show me someone who wouldn't be nervous next to a vampire. Meanwhile, Lucian's gaze wandered over to his new acquaintance's face. Strangely pleasant. She sat up a little straighter, meeting his eyes. It was tough to win a staring contest with an opponent like him, but Nova wanted to show that she wasn't afraid, even if it was only half true. The corner of his lips twitched into a smirk. Alright, Lucian, you didn't come here just to criticize my cooking, did you? No, I was sent to place an order for asparagus tinctures. The herbalist frowned. You're already out. I made a batch for you not that long ago. We'd like to have a reserve in case of emergencies. Vesper assured Constellino that wouldn't be a problem. Jorge sighed. I'll make you some, but I need time. Of course. I'll come back in a week. Thank you. Nodding, he went to the door. His hand was on the handle, but he suddenly turned to look at the witch again. You are dangerous, Nova. Spoken by a stranger, her own name rang out in her head and soon melted into a contradictory thought. Lucian left. Nova swallowed. Her heart sank. Nova, hey, you good? Yes, I'm fine. Sorry about that. Vesper believes we shouldn't miss an opportunity to ally with the vampires. I'm just amazed that this has vampires in this universe. But I personally am still not quite used to them. They do have a peculiar reputation, after all. Feels like you always have to be on guard with them. Shit, I almost sound like an ordinary. Anyway, back to your dinner. You're not gonna listen to Lucian, right? Will you try it at least? I'll be nice and try it. I'll try it. Thank you. Steeling herself, she picked up the fork again. As soon as the food touched her tongue, she wanted to spit it out. The dish was bitter, sour, with herbs that were unfamiliar to her. They didn't go well with the vegetables. The texture resembled jelly with pieces of something solid inside. Oh god. Oh god. We should have listened to Lucian. She chewed, trying not to look at Jorge, and swallowed. This is terrible. I can see it in your face already. Thanks for trying. Everyone's been avoiding me. No one wants to eat my food. He sighed ruefully, removed the plate, putting a bowl with some salad in its place. Here. I wasn't the one who made this, don't worry. The witch was about to reply, but suddenly felt a strange warmth in her stomach. Why is it? Are you feeling like it burning a little? That's fine, don't worry, it'll pass in a minute. But it will strengthen your presence. I added a good mixture of herbs to the stew. A new pleasant sensation did replace the burning. Wow. That's the whole point. I'm trying to create dishes that would help others replenish their presence, regain their strength. But adding that many herbs used in potions into food ends up making it taste like horse... Well, I mean, you get it. Plus exposure to high temperatures reduces the herb's effectiveness, so I have to use heavy stuff, like, gentian root. Not all plants can be mixed together, or whoever consumes them may end up feeling worse, or even get clutched. I haven't been able to find a viable option yet, but I'm not giving up. There are fewer and fewer people who want to try what I cook, though. My own sense of taste has been dulled after so many years of work, so I can't judge for myself. I see. Well, good luck with this project of yours. Nova started on the salad. It was pretty bland, but she was grateful for having dinner at all. Jorge rested his chin on his folded hands and began asking familiar questions. Where she came from, how she grew up, where she lived, how she got into trouble. The more the witch had to repeat the information, the easier it got. After she finished eating, she decided it was her turn to ask questions. Alright, we've got no more questions. What's Vesper's plan? Do you live in the nest too? Where are you from? I'd like to know more about someone. Where are you from? I'm from here. Parents immigrated from Colombia, but I was born here. do you live in the nest too? Yes. Been 2 years now, if I remember correctly. What's Vesper's plan? He laughs softly, shaking his head. You don't think I'm actually gonna tell you, do you? I don't know. I decided it was worth a try. Listen, this place is a home for many, and without Vesper, the nest wouldn't even exist. She does a lot for the magical community for us. We believe and trust her. Out of gratitude and respect, we take her directions seriously. For the time being, the directions regarding you are as follows. Accept you, settle you, and avoid discussing topics that shouldn't be discussed. Vesper will tell you everything when and if she sees fit. So if you're so curious, you just need to prove yourself. I'm sure you won't have any problem with that. He winked, closing the topic. Ooh, I love to gossip. Tell me more about... You can ask Jorge about any of the characters you like. Well, since it's Diamond Rush weekend, apparently. Shin. He leaned back in his chair. Shin's my friend, although I'm sure that if you ask him, he won't agree with the statement. He's loyal, brave, powerful warlock, but you already know that. He's pretty much Vesper's right-hand man. They've known each other for a very long time. She's not particularly well-liked. He can be pretty hard to talk to. When it comes to him, you need a lot of patience. Shin is a very gentle soul. Sorry, what? Are you sure we're talking about the same Shin? Yes, and I'm serious. You don't know what he's seen, what he's been through. Things like that leave a mark. Things like what? Ask him yourself. It'd be better if you heard everything from him. His past is overgrown with rumors, and I'm not sure I have the full picture myself. He paused for a moment, rubbing his palm with his thumb, lost in thought. Shin can be a total ass sometimes. No argument here. And if you want to get close to him, well, you'll have to fight your way through his defenses. It'll be a long and difficult process. Think about whether you're ready. And whether you even want to go through that trouble. Slapping his knees, Jorge smiled again. Well, who's next on your list? So, pretty much, Shin reminds me of myself. If I was to sit here and tell you the amount of things that I've been through in my entire life, you would realize it makes sense. Our favorite cat. The star of any party, an attention magnet. Everyone loves her. She knows how to cheer people up. She has her own room in the nest, by the way, though she rarely spends the night there. But she refuses to give up her space, of course. Where does she go? Animorphs make excellent spies. It's easier for them to get lost in a crowd, so she's often on assignments. He suddenly looked away. Although I did notice that sometimes she leaves a few days, even when she's not on a mission. I wonder where she goes. Is Onyx hiding something? Nobody knows? She must have a lot of friends if everyone loves her so much. Well, there are friends, and then there are friends. I'm not sure she has many friends. You're losing me. Basically, there's people she considers just okay to hang out with, and then there's people she could actually confide in. I mean to say that I don't think Onyx is actually that close to anyone. She's on equally good terms with everyone around her except for Shin. She can't stand him. But all those relationships don't seem like anything deep to me. I see. Did you want to ask about anybody else? Vesper. I'm not asking about her role in all this, rather what kind of person she is. She's brave. I don't think there is a word that could describe her more accurately. Vesper was the supreme witch of the local coven before it disbanded. A coven? I didn't think they still existed. He spreads his hands. They are very rare. As far as I know, there are none in Rome now. Vesper didn't want the coven to break up, but the other witches decided they didn't want to take any more chances. All of us here want things to be different, but without Vesper, there would be no nest, no plans, no changing the world for the better. She makes everyone believe it's not just a groundless dream, but an achievable reality. She's burning for the cause, but it seems to me this fire has engulfed her whole life, leaving neither time nor energy for anything else. Are you talking about her personal life? Yeah. I don't even know if she's ever been able to put something or someone above her mention. Oh, also, she loves chess. Really? I like chess too. Oh, yeah, maybe you should play a game or two, although I advise you to take in the risks if you don't want to lose. She's that good? She says she is. I'm shit at chess myself, so I can't really tell. Did you want to talk about anyone else? I used to be really good at chess. And then, you know, you kind of get really rusty when you don't do it anymore because you have no chess companions. His eyebrows went up. I meant him and the vampires in general. I heard there were a couple of families left in Rome, united in a clan, and I didn't think I'd ever get to meet one of them. As I said, we made contact with vampires relatively recently. It was Vesper's initiative. Vampires have it tough. The ban on reproduction and difficulties with feeding, all those bloody fairy tales, are technically others, but they don't really fit into our community because of their nature. So they live somewhere out there by themselves. This collaboration is very new for both of us and them. Lucian comes here for meetings on behalf of Constantino, their patriarch. He does assignments for him too. I'm not sure how I feel about him. At first he seemed and reminded me of Shin in a way. They're both quite straightforward. But with Lucian there's a catch. Something that I don't see in Shin, as if Lucian's every word could be deceptive. I don't know, this is probably all because of stereotypes, to be honest. I'm a little ashamed of my prejudices. I don't really know him, yet here I am making assumptions. But Lucian gives me the creeps. I think that's what he intends. He shrugs. Maybe, or maybe he's just used to being shunned by everyone because of who he is, used to playing his role. Or maybe it's just how I interpret everything. So basically you're a closed-minded idiot that I want to punch. Okay, got it. I'm sorry. I don't like people that make assumptions. I like people that actually ask questions. It's complicated. Others want changes in society, not to be marginalized. At the same time, they seem to marginalize one of their own factions. Even me, right now, even though I just gave this whole speech, I'm almost sure that next time Lucian shows up, I won't be able to behave the same way around him as I do with you, for example. He waved his hand. Anyway, let's talk about something else. Well, we've done all four. 4-8. And we done Vesper, Nest, where are you from, and more about someone, so no more questions. We're good. Will you show me my room? Of course, you're lucky. We have 3 vacant rooms now. That won't last long, so you'd better call dibs on yours as soon as possible. Come on. They got up from the table and went into the hall. The first door opened with a soft creak. It's simple, but there's a lot of space. You could do yoga. This is probably the non-diamond choice room. Nova laughed. What makes you think I like yoga? Everyone should like yoga. It's good for your health. I do it every day. Moving on. I don't know. I've never really gone into yoga. I haven't really tried, but I just see it and I'm like, eh. Gotta be flexible and shit. A reading nook, lovely. Okay, I dig all the books, obviously. Though I do see some DVDs. Yeah, Carmen lived here for a long time. A very organized witch, so the furniture is still as good as new. What happened to Carmen is my question. Of course you're gonna give us the nice bedroom. Our most interesting room. Wow. Little, what are those, net lights or something that hang off the bed? I like the book room, though. Nova felt like she could look at all the painted walls and ceilings for hours. They say a warlock who loved to paint used to live in here. He did this all by himself. We already have a queue of people who want to take this room. The location is convenient and the interior is beautiful, but since you're new, you have the right of first choice. Have you decided which room you want? We have the calm room, the revival room, space. hold on. See, I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, I never noticed the ceiling like that. It didn't look like that. This one's a tough one. I guess I'll go with the revival room. I'd choose this one if I were you, too. Something about the atmosphere here is so peaceful. Do you have anything with you? No, I don't. Hold on a second. He left, but soon returned with a box in his hands. Here are some clothes. Personal hygiene items, all that. Those who only stay temporarily sometimes leave stuff. I think given your current situation, Vesper will help you with money, but until then, this should be enough. Thank you. You're welcome. Make yourself comfortable and let me know if you need anything. My room is on the 3rd floor, you won't miss it. After closing the door behind, she put down the box and went to the window. It was facing the courtyard, so Nova looked at the unremarkable landscape. Summer held on, but she felt it would leave Rome soon, giving it its last breath of warmth before the autumn cold settled in. The trees' trembled leaves still had some green on them, but their former freshness and saturation were gradually fading. Muffled voices came from the common room. She went to the bed and sat down, and then bounced on it a couple times to judge the mattress. So soft. She went to the bathroom to take out her contacts and wash her face, then looked in the box. Let's see what my options are. Alright, we've got Deep Night, Silver Stars. Why? I curse you. No option for all? Not gonna lie, that one actually looks really nice. It's black, leave me alone. She hesitated, standing in the middle of the room. Her gaze lingered on the phone, which she took out of her bag. In the end, she decided it was too late to call and crawled under the covers. The sheets smelled like fabric softener. She buried her nose in the pillow and exhaled, letting her body relax. Her brain, however, wasn't ready for rest yet. Vesper said she needed time to trust me. I'll have to prove myself, but when I do, when she tells me everything, should I stay? It's probably even riskier than I think it is. If I get involved, even someone with a high standing won't be able to protect me. Nova turned on her side, feeling the fleeting sense of calm beginning to slip away as anxious thoughts filled her head. Okay, enough of that. I'm just one person. This is bigger than me. Bigger and more important. It's about the lives of many people. I can't let my fear ruin everything. She settled on her back, staring at the ceiling for a long time and counting the painted stars, thinking about her past, present, and future. For some reason, she remembered her dad's hands. Every time he finished reading to her, he'd close the book resting on his lap and place his hands over the cover. And then he'd look at her for a long time as if he was looking for the imprints of the stories he had read in her bright, burning eyes. Nova suddenly realized that the memory of his gaze, which she usually cherished, now caused something inside of her to shrink in pain. Perhaps she just missed the way things used to be. In an attempt to escape her memories, she thought about... By choosing a character, you will improve your relationship. You will still be able to develop romantic feelings and... Okay. So... Go away thing on their face. So we can think about Shin, Vesper, and Lucian. Oh, and Onyx. This one's tough. I need to think about this one for a minute. I'm actually having a really hard time with this one because, okay, let me explain this. Vesper we know nothing really about, right? Shin is, Mr. Mysterious. Lucian's about the same. The only one we've had any feelings about or conversation with is Onyx. I don't know. I'm a person that likes to bond and connect with a person. I don't know about you guys. Let me know in the comments, but I don't know. I think I'll just go with Onyx for this once. Maybe with more conversation with Lucian and Onyx, I wonder where she is now. As soon as her image surfaced in her subconscious, Nova immediately forced it away. Her chest burned with anger at herself. What am I even thinking? With her head covered by a blanket, she ordered herself to fall asleep. We've just chosen Onyx and then we went to sleep. Really? Okay. Okay. A week later. Time passed slowly, but Nova didn't mind. She gradually adapted to her new life in the nest and got to know almost all of its inhabitants, although she'd still confuse names from time to time. Sometimes she caught herself thinking about Onyx, but she learned to ignore it. Ah, okay. Entering and closing the front door behind her, she took off the cloak that hid her face. It was early in the morning, so she expected the common room to be empty. However, to her surprise, Vesper was sitting at the table. She took a sip from her cup of probably coffee, judging by the smell that filled the room, and smiled slowly. Damn it, we should have chose Vesper. She does coffee. Vesper, I decided to check on the nest before work. Yes, I come by from time to pick up or drop off different things. Where were you? It's so early. I ran out of painkillers. I didn't want to wake up anyone, so I went out to buy some. I see. Are you alright? Yes, it's just a headache. Okay. Diamond choice will improve your friendship. Yeah, sure, why not? Yeah, no, I'm never turning down coffee. This could have been 120 diamond choice, and I would have picked it. Vesper spreads her hands, indicating that she didn't mind. You're at home. Oh, thank you for giving me permission. Nova went to the kitchen and began rinsing the Turkish coffee pot. The sound of running water filled the room, and she was grateful for it. Otherwise, she would have to search frantically for something to say, as not to suffer an awkward silence. This was only their second meeting. Nova knew it was the best to keep her interest to make a good impression on Vesper, but she wasn't sure exactly how to achieve this. Turning off the tap, the witch wiped the coffee pot and put a couple of spoons of ground coffee into it. She could feel Vesper's penetrating gaze on her back, following her every move. Turning slightly, Nova didn't notice, so she accidentally bumped the pot with her hand. However, something kept it from falling. Or rather, someone. Okay. Is your power telekinesis or some shit? After ensuring that the coffee all over the kitchen catastrophe was prevented, Vesper relaxed and the glow left her. Be careful. She tilted her head to the side, studying the other woman. You've gone pale. Nova, previously frozen in place, returned to making her drink. You reacted so quickly, I felt the pressure of your presence. It's very strong. Resisting inertia is not an easy task. If this is what happens when you need to stop an object from falling, I wonder what it's like when you need to protect yourself from someone who wants to harm you. Vesper shrugged and smiled, short and sharp. Well, you don't have to worry about that. You're not planning on harming me. She twitched an eyebrow. Nova let out a quiet laugh, putting a pot on the stove. When the coffee was ready, she poured it into a cup and sat down at the table. After taking a sip, she grimaced. Not good. Oh, too weak. I was told that I make excellent coffee. I'll teach you sometime. Is there anything you can't do? Nova took another sip. Perhaps she should have shown more formality and respect, considering how important the witch sitting next to her was. But at the moment, she decided to let herself relax after a stressful morning. After all, it wasn't some kind of business meeting, they were just having coffee together. No matter who I talk to, everyone's singing your praises. I haven't heard a single bad word about you. It's no wonder, you only talk to the people I've helped. If you wanted to hear nasty things, talk to those I've crossed. Are there many of them? Vesper grinned, leaning back in her chair. I'm a woman with a large real estate agency. What do you think? That, and if you don't have enemies in your life, you're not doing something right. It means you're too conforming to everyone else. Of course, I've screwed many people over, especially in the beginning. But it was worth it. My position allows me to keep funding the nest to help others. Doing what I do is much easier with money. Even now, speaking with herself, or about herself, she eventually moves on to this topic. As if she doesn't want to talk about anything else. Well, she didn't respond, but Vesper didn't seem to mind that the conversation faltered. Nova took advantage of this moment of thoughtfulness to take a closer look at the woman. Neatly styled hair, proper posture, her lips pursed. The rays of rising sun reach out to her, making their way through the window, but Vesper didn't pay attention and didn't welcome their tenderness. Nova felt her confidence and its coldness. She resembled a statue made of stone, but not an elegant sculpture by one of those ancient Greek masters, but a figure carved into the side of a cliff. Motionless, steadfast, not afraid of anything in the world. And yet, her eyes of autumn mist were covered with a veil of emotions impossible to discern. She's pretty. Vesper blinked, and Nova shifted her gaze to her mug of tasteless coffee. What is she like? I know it's on her mind, but what is in her heart? The woman cleared her throat, setting her drink aside. Vesper enjoyed coffee with you. I haven't had breakfast with anyone in a while. Shame. Our breakfast was so poor. Should have at least cooked something. Next time. She smiled briefly and then checked the time. I'll have to leave soon, but first, there is one thing that needs to be done. And you want me to do it? Yes. There is a person with a certain letter in his possession, letters that I need. I want you to find a way to get into his house and acquire them for me. Steal them, you mean? She collects the fabric of her clothes in her hands. Why me? Sounds like a serious assignment, and I have very little experience with this. Because you're a catcher and you can peer through time to find the code for the safe. Of course, we'll have to find a way to enhance your presence temporarily, since your current reserve is definitely not enough, but I think we can come up with something. The owner of the house will be away, so there's no need to worry about that, and I'm sure that even if he notices the letters are gone, he won't say anything to anyone. Unless he wants to ruin his reputation. Respectable people don't keep such things in their safes. I was not expecting this. I guess I'll go with got it. It's none of our business within the letters. Wonderful. I need those letters, Nova. Nova looked at her own fingers, and finally said on an exhale, Okay, I'll do it. A few days later, she got up from the bed. The last hour somehow managed to stretch on for an eternity, and at the same fly by faster than a bullet. Time to get ready. We have Raven, Falcon. Hold on, let me. Rook. So Rook's the diamond or free one. I kind of like it, but alright. Raven and Falcon. That's a tough one. That's really a tough one. Raven seems more sleek. I mean, I like the belts and everything. This one's really actually tough to pick. I will go with Raven, though. I do like the belts and things on the other one, though. We have to change our hair, of course we do. Dyed. Sleek. Okay, you're gonna make me change my hair, aren't you? Alright, fine. I feel like that would be really bad for a break-in. No, I don't give a shit. Let's go. She packed a small bag, not forgetting to throw in a set of bump keys that would help her open the front door. Well, it's time to remember the past. Thoughts of her teenage years caused a fleeting smile. It's funny you don't forget such skills, but even being out of practice for a long time, I'll fit the bump key into the lock up to the last pin. Then I'll hit the key with something heavy and turn it right after. Should work. Nova jumped on the spot, trying to shake off the anxiety and nervousness. She told herself, everything's gonna work out. Get in, grab the keys, get out. Quick and simple. The realization of how high the stakes were caused an unpleasant chill to run down her spine. Quick and simple. After taking a quick look at herself in the mirror, the witch left the room. Jorge was already waiting for her in the common room with a bottle of a potion he prepared. Vesper stood next to him, her arms folded across her chest. I'm ready. Great. Jorge. He looked at her and then at the other woman. There was doubt in his eyes. I don't know. I don't like this at all. Maybe we should just wait for Kiro? Has Kiro miraculously learned how to rewind time? There's no way to find out the code for the safe. Jorge clenched his jaw a little tighter. You know I always trust your decisions, but Vesper, you want Nova to rewind 7 to 8 hours when her current ability is what, 10 minutes? I get unwell at 10. Wonderful. To expend her reserve so much without initiation. I had to... He shook the bottle with a pinkish liquid inside. Mix a lot of things in here, including a couple of poisons to balance everything out. Poison? You said it was relatively safe. Relatively, huh? I said it wouldn't kill her. But it will be very, very bad when the effect subsides. Jorge sighed and then repeated, very bad. Nova caught Vesper's meaningful look. The decision is yours. Last chance to refuse if you're concerned. Silence settled in after her words. I am scared, but I can't refuse. This isn't just about going or not. It's about neither whether I stay in the nest or whether I prove my usefulness. So, show confidence. She silently held out her hand to Jorge, and he reluctantly put the bottle in her palm. I can handle it. If it's important for us to get those letters, I can handle a little discomfort. A little discomfort, yeah, right. Your insides are gonna burn. That's not even... She said she can handle it. Everything's gonna be fine. Nova gently nudged the herbalist. Besides, you can patch me up when I get back, right? As if I have a choice. Listen, you can just cook her one of your meals. That'll get her right up out of bed and running around to make it stop. Vesper looked at the clock. It's time. Nodding, Nova put on the cloak. Already a security camera peering at us. There was no one to teleport her. Chen was busy, and the warlocks who lived in the nest weren't powerful enough to teleport her out of the city. She was taken by car, but dropped off at a respectable distance from the address that Vesper gave her, so not to arouse unnecessary suspicion. By the time she arrived at the location, heavy clouds covered the sky, looming over the house like formidable guards. A gust of wind nearly knocked her off her feet. She could feel the rain coming in the humid air. She shook her head. Get it together. She froze, studying the house, noticing the black eye of the CCTV camera on the wall. A camera. Your choice in a previous chapter, unlock an additional option. I need to find a way to get inside. Throw a stone at the camera, check the house for another entrance, disable the camera with a spell, because you remember us with Vesper. She smiled after Vesper's lesson. Nova practiced at home and mastered drowning out small electrical devices, so she was pleased with the opportunity to use this new spell now. Let's see. The red indicator went out. Good start. She went to the door. Having studied the lock, she took out the bump keys and chose the one that she thought would do it. Nova inserted the key to the last pin, and then hit it with something heavy, if I remember correctly. Then she picked up a stone from the ground and turned the key, and then hit it with the stone. Hit the key with the stone, and then pulled it out. Hit the key with the stone, and then turned it. Turned the key, then hit it twice with the stone. No. Hit the key with the stone, and then turn it. You managed to open the door. Yes! Listen, I might have got interested in lockpicking when I was younger. Don't at me. Don't at me. Also memory, but don't at me. I did small ones, like getting in the lockers at school. Don't at me. The lock clicked and the door opened. There we go. Listen, I just had to practice. It fascinated me as a teen, okay? The house was small, but furnished with taste and money. The owner was definitely a man of means. She put on the shoe covers as not to dirty the carpets and parquet. She soon found the room she needed, an office for the safe. Now, the most important thing. She swallowed, the witch took out the bottle with the mixture from Jorge. Oh boy, looks so delicious. Let's go and have pain. She expected her stomach to twist or she would feel nauseous, but for once, the taste turned out to be quite tolerable. Coughing, she pocketed the empty bottle. At first, nothing happened, but soon she started feeling like the temperature in the room was rising. Sweat broke out on her forehead, and her throat went dry. Her skin began to itch from the unpleasant friction of the clothing that seemed to superfluous in heat, especially the gloves. She leaned against the wall, hoping it would soon pass, but the sensation wasn't going away. Closing her eyes, the witch took several deep breaths. She didn't feel any stronger. He couldn't have made a mistake with the formula, could he? Guess there's only one way to find out. She wasn't planning on spending more time in the house than necessary, so she shook herself and got down to business. Let's see. She went to the shelf and stood in front of the safe. Vesper said the owner of the house left this afternoon. I need to rewind to some time before his departure and check if he used the safe shortly before. Enter Fata Morgana. This time was easier than usual. The veil of time opened up to her almost effortlessly, inviting her into its kingdom. She didn't have to concentrate for a long time. Everything went like clockwork. Wow. Is this what it would be like if I went through initiation? After making careful, gentle movements with her hands, Nova began to follow the passage of time in the room, dialing it back. The further away from the present she went, the heavier and thicker the air seemed to become. It was as if her movements were slowing down, but she knew that, most likely, it was just the nature of the Fata Morgana. The past had settled in space, and now she had disturbed it. Time had to adapt to her presence. The clouds cleared, sun rose, and from the west. The witch blinked. It was strange yet pleasant to be in the center of this magic, to finally feel her own ability, her potential. I wonder what else I could do. Catching herself, Nova immediately shooed the thought away. She had something else to focus on, the safe. She rewound until she saw a man in the room. He did everything in reverse, entering the office, putting some papers from his bag onto the table. Nova observed his every move carefully until he finally got next to her. She tensed, stopping the movements. The man froze at the now open door of the safe, and she took a closer look at him. His long hair fell down, framing his face, and his eyes were hidden behind dark glasses. Weirdo. Oh, you're calling someone weird right now. It's so strange. He's standing very close, but he's not really here. So she carefully moved back a little so he wouldn't accidentally touch her. Once she had the telemetry to come into contact with an object in Fata Morgana, and that didn't end well for her, Nova continued rewinding. The man returned a wad of cash to the safe, closed the door, and entered the code. Oh, I hate this part. 60810230. Hopefully we don't have to remember that, but she did it. Smiling to herself, the witch began to releasing her focus and left the Fata Morgana. She was still hot, a little uncomfortable, but she didn't feel tired at all. On the contrary, she was ready to move mountains. With this newfound, inspiring confidence, Nova got ready to enter the code. Oh no. Okay. Wait, clearly it's not the first two. 60210. No, 60810. Yeah, bottom one. Next second, she heard a quick, high-pitched squeak. The screen went red. Oh no. Looking closer, she saw a warning. When an incorrect code is entered, the system calls the police. How could I make such a mistake? I would have swore! She tried to shut off the system to do at least something, but the screen remained red. Another minute, she heard the distant cry of sirens. I'm so close. Oh, wait. Wait. Backwards. Backwards, fam. Yeah. Okay, so backwards. So I picked 601. Okay, so backwards would be the top one. The safe made an approving beep, and the screen turned green, and the door opened. Seeing the envelopes lying among the bundles of money and stacks of paper, Nova didn't hesitate to take them and throw them into her bag. I did it. She closed the safe. Time to get out of here. After checking that she left no trace, the witch moved towards the exit. She was only a couple of steps from the door when she suddenly heard a deep, cold voice. I knew Vesper would send someone for those letters. Oh, I want to know. Okay, I did like the code being backwards. Yeah, no, I wasn't ready for that one, so... Okay, I give you a 5. I give you a 5 on that one. We got Moon Harris 1, we're coming up on Sun. I'm trying to follow a balanced path. Status, we did get 1, and Power Presence, we did get 1. Let me get my 3 diamonds. I got my 3 diamonds, but I hate you. You would do a diamond rush 2 days before the next chapter's coming out. So without further ado, thank you all for watching. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Head down in the description of the video. Plenty of things to check out there. Leave me a comment in the comment section below, letting me know what you thought. Thank those who would let me know about the, Diamond Rush, even though, you know, logging in. But it's all the way, it's weird, because it's all the way at the far right of all your books, right? And so, like, you know, I logged in the app, and I still didn't see a notification for it. But then, like, because it auto-scrolls through the books, right? It was, like, there at the far end, and I'm like, oh, that's where it is. So there's, like, 31 hours left. I'm gonna try and, I know we're caught up on Time Catcher now. And then I know that we're also caught up on, the other one. Yeah, that's very specific, isn't it? Ah, there it is. Love. So we're caught up on that too. So a new chapter doesn't come out for 2 days on that one as well. So it looks like we'll be doing a new book. I guess what I'll do is I'll give you guys a couple hours for those of you who watch, especially if you're listening to this end message. Let me know some, if there's what books you are very interested in and would definitely tune in, if I covered. I don't want to just go right off the popular list, because if that's the case, like Heaven's Secret 2, which is a sequel to Heaven's Secret 1, is higher than Heaven's Secret 1. So, you know, according to, like, popular, it's like 3 times or double, give or take, more reads than the other one. So I'm like, what, who, what, when, where, why? So I don't know. So, yeah, otherwise, thanks for watching. Love your beautiful faces, and I'll catch you all in the next video. Peace.